Back on the horse. Back on the horse. Yet again, I'm starting a video where I'm saying it's been several weeks since you were last here. Unfortunately, due to non-stop torrential rain, the gazebo getting destroyed, work, life, and a 2-week isolation period, yeah, the project has had to be kind of put on the back burner ever so slightly. And then when I thought, yes, let's get this show back on the road, I discovered that unfortunately I didn't have the correct size socket to do the long bolt method on the front of the suspension, and that put this video back by another week waiting for that to come. However, I've got the bit, I've already changed this side, so today we're going from this to this, finally, because it's only been 6 fucking months. I really can't be bothered with this anymore. Not YouTube, I love doing this is fun, but I suppose it's part of the project car life when you start a job and because it ends up dragging on and getting to the point where you just think it's never going to get finished, that you lose all will to care. And to be honest, I'm at that stage. It's just, can we please get this finished, get Scarlet back on the deck, get her in for an MOT, and just get on with life again for a while. Just drive the car, because it's been a long time, and Scarlet's been on jack stands on the rear for about 4 weeks, and she's been on the front ones for 6 weeks now. By the end of today, however, hopefully we'll have that monumental moment where the tyres go back on and she can come off the stands. But first things first, there's 2 ways to go about this. I can either do this the way that I've been doing things, where we'll go through it, figure out what as we go along, because I'm no mechanic and I quite like the fact that it's kind of like telling a story. Or we could do it the other way, like everyone else on YouTube, where we make it look easy as if everything's fine. Let's give that a try. All up, boys. 21mm, 17mm, 14mm, 12mm, bish bash, job done. Whip out the suspension, new one in, all bolted up. Get it all tightened down, nice and lovely. Wheels on, job done. Yeah, let's not do it that way. So, what are we doing today? Well, we're replacing this tired old shock absorber with some nice shiny new MeisterR Zeta CRDs. There you are. Which, I mean, there are many different type of coilovers that you can get for the MX5. There's a plethora to choose from, ranging in prices. They're not cheap, but they're not that expensive. They're the middle of the road, I would say. I know that you can get eBay coilovers that cost, you know, like 200 quid. I would steer well clear of them. The MeisterRs, after doing a lot of research, these apparently are perfect for UK roads. So that's what we're fitting. Now though, we need to get stuck in about it. So, which method to go for is the one that a lot of people end up awing and eyeing over online, and I decided to go for the long bolt method. I've done that on the rear. I've actually found the rear's actually easier, apart from when in man versus bolt we had the rusted one on the top. Oh, come on you. Apart from that, the actual getting the hub assembly apart is easier on the rear than it is on the front, because to get the long bolt out here on the upper wishbone, it is a 21mm bolt, but to get it out you've got to get a socket on there, a socket on there and then break it apart and then get it out. Tapping it out is easy enough, but apart from that, it was just a pain to get that out on the driver's side. But fear not, after doing that yesterday, today we're going to do the passenger one, and this is going to be a dawdle, a work of a moment, and we'll be done. So let's have at it. So start off, let's just get to the long bolt first, because I absolutely hated doing this the other day. Breaker bar, take that off, that's on there. Now I want to see if I can get this in and on. Oh, come on. See, this is part of the problem. Space is such a premium on this job. It's actually easier on the driver's side because there is more space here. You don't have the pipe coming off. Right, put that back on there. I should have said this earlier, but this suspension job has absolutely kicked my arse. Right. So this won't go in because of the brake line. And that is pretty well bonded there. Long bolt method with a hammer. If this doesn't turn, I'm going to crack up. Right. It's so awkward. Come on, you utterly uncompliant piece of... Get in! Right, there, go. I've had penetrating fluid and all sorts on this, and it's just not having it. There has to be a way to do this. What am I... Yeah. This is just not working. Oh. Finally, purchase. Oh Christ. Right. This is going to sound like what people sound like at the tennis when they do this. Oh, come on, you. You don't see this on other YouTube channels where it's all, oh, boys. It's all cut down to the point where it's only 5 seconds long and everything looks wonderful, and you just realise that's just not how this works when you're doing these jobs. Is that loose enough yet to allow me to get in there with an actual soak? This is actually hopefully the hardest bolt to get out. Goes back together easier than it comes apart. Don't let this put you off. Right, let's see. I think what we'll do is we'll speed up this bit until we get to the next bolt, and then we'll do a comedy of tennis style uhs and ums, because this is going to take a while. Thank God for that. Finally, right, next. 2 14s. 14. Now for the comedy of oh. Fuck! God damn it! It's pretty much this or bust. Right, 14 to the back. Put that one at the back. We'll use the breaker bar on the front. See if that will do any difference. Right, so. How did I do this on the front? On the other side? Ah! Fuck! Scarlet, you're killing me here. Back on the horse. Back on the horse. I'm never doing this again. Ow. I'm going to do something that you should never do, but I'm desperate. I don't have 2 socket sets, so I'm using what you shouldn't. But that's loosened it enough now, so hopefully I should be able to just put that in there. I had the realisation that that's what I done to get the other one off there. I want to film that on camera. People will lose their shit. Oh no, it's still too tight. Fucking hell. Next one, let's use the breaker bar, do it properly. See if you had a, what do you call it again, an impact wrench. This job wouldn't take as long. That's how long, 45 minutes I've been recording for. Yep, it's not quick. It's not exactly plain sailing once this bit's done, but once we get this one out, there's only one more bolt to go. Everything else, well, there's two in there, but they're relatively easy to get to. Effing Nora. So that took quite a bit of time just to get that. Which I think you'll agree, if you look at the difference, where's the new one? Here we are. The old one with the rubber and the new one. They do look totally knackered. However, I'm not putting that in right now, that can wait. Because we've not finished. Still got to get a couple more bits done and then we can do that. So, where are we? 17 at the bottom. 17. Break a bar. Unless that's great. Rear suspension. Take that out. We're just about ready to go. Huzzahs are in order. Right. To use the breaker bar again. Now then, the big moment finally arrived. This is where it's all going to go wibbly wobbly and fall apart. Oh please, don't get stuck. Nearly there. What's it sticking on? Ah, there we go. I wonder if that's enough. No. Oh, this car's right. Now you need to let it down a bit. Hopefully not by much. off because I need to keep that. Ah! Finally. Now it gets easier after a quick break. Look at the state of that. They were all the same, by the way. Heavy corrosion. And I don't actually believe these were Bilsteins, which when I first bought the car I was informed they were. And I just thought, they're all heavily corroded. The yellow must have worn off. What a tit. Unless they are, but to be honest, these look like OEM, so either way, massive improvement. I'll be right back. Alright, I took all of 5 minutes. Let's get this back together again before it gets dark. Now, I did say that I needed this gasket. This goes back over the top of the new coilover after you put a wee bit of copper grease on it for whatever reason. I don't fully know, but I'm doing it anyway. It's what Ed China would have wanted, so I'm doing it all the way around there, on there, on there. I've got to admit, while life has been rather grim the last, year, doing this sort of thing is therapeutic and thoroughly enjoyable. While you cut yourself, near enough break parts of yourself, lose the will to live, whatnot, it's therapy and it's great. Now then, first bit, put the mount at the top, and then I'm going to put in the replacement drop link in the top first, and then we'll start offering everything back up. So mind the paint, mind that, put that through there. Now if I remember correctly, this is a bit of a pig. Alright, so do jack this back into place possibly. I think, oh god, in you go, there we go. That's through it. That's in. And it's totally missed the mark. One on that will at least hold it in place. Right, so that's partly holding it. Now then, let's get this back together. Right, copper grease in here. Yep. Just prevents corrosion to some degree. I did this yesterday and made the mistake of doing it from the bottom first and then offering it all up. That was silly. Shouldn't have done that. This is the way you do it. That in there. That's all ready. That's all sort of ready. That's ready for being pushed up. That's good. Put the drop bolt back in. Push us a bit up. This is a bit fidgety, this one. It's not as easy to slide back in as the other one was. That is all lined up. Ah, there we go, I think. Ah, there we go. Ah, it's easy. I told you it goes back together quicker than it comes apart. Go. Done. Apart from tightening up, torquing everything down, putting the wheels back on, putting the guard back on for the underside of the tray, jacks off, lower the car, start her up, make sure she still works. So it's been 6 weeks. Yeah, there's still quite a lot to do. Best get on with it. You have no idea how happy it makes me that we're nearly there now. That's it. Everything's back together. Just needs to be torqued up. Under tray back on. And we're done. So, torque settings. Thankfully, I can find them online. Mk1 MX5 suspension torque settings. So let's go for the long bolt first. Strut assembly, front suspension long bolt is 87 to 101 foot-pounds. So if we're going for foot-pounds, that's foot-pounds 101. There's 100, 100 and 1. What a torque driver was actually designed to be used for. Finally using it. Right, so sway bar linkages 27 to 39 foot-pounds. I don't know why there's such a wide variety, but let's go for split the difference. Sway bar bracket is 14 to 19 foot-pounds. Lower shock 86. 22 to 26. Can't be right. Took a bit longer than I would have liked to get the under tray back on, but we're now nearly there. Next job, put Scarlet's wheels back on. Oh, as has been the case with everything with this experiment. It's getting dark, but we are literally 5 minutes away from Scarlet being on the ground. For you it'll only be like in a minute, but for me it's maybe 5 minutes or so away. But we will get this finished tonight. It's good to see the wheel back on. How pathetic is that? A grown man happy to see a wheel back on his car. God, Struth heavens. Right, everything's out from underneath there now, isn't it? All that's left to do now, get the jacks out and get her on the ground again. Right, here we go, after a short interlude. Oh come on, off the jacks. Yes! Now, final torque. Finally, we're there. Unfortunately, because it's winter, as per usual, it's dark. It's only just gone 4 o'clock. I've only been doing this for 3 and a bit hours. And I've just realised, in order to finish this video, we need to get Scarlet down off of the chocks, and that means starting her up for what will be the first time in about 6 weeks. I'll give you a second to come up with an educated guess. Will she A, start on the button first time, or will she B, not? I'm going for A. It's so nice to be back in here. Let's get her off the ramp. To eliminate the situation first. Oh, here we go then. 6 weeks, there or thereabouts, Scarlet's been sat on the front jacks and she hasn't been moved. Let's hope she goes. Right, let's see the gap. Let's see the gap. before I started doing this, I took a measurement of some description. 3 fingers I could get in the gap between the arch and the top of the tyre. Now, just 2. So we've lost a finger on the lows. That's not the point of this though. The whole point of lowering Scarlet ever so slightly and putting her onto these was purely so that we had some decent suspension on her. Now we have. And with that, thanks for watching. It is a bit dark out here, and that's a good point because these headlights could really be doing with getting upgraded. Maybe we'll do a headlamp conversion before we go for MOT in the next video. Let's do that. See you on the next one. Bye.